Hello and good afternoon. So today we are going to talk about one more trait of leadership, and that trait is going to be initiative. This is a very important part of being a leader because there are times when you have to, decide for yourself, and when you do not have time for a detailed analysis or a detailed brainstorming or consulting with people to be able to take a decision, or there is a change situation. So during that time you have to take a decision, and you have to take initiative yourself. Also, there may be times when an opportunity presents itself, or there is any other such thing which requires a proactive approach from your side to derive the maximum benefits, be it a business opportunity, be it an opportunity on the sports field or on the battlefield or wherever else you may be working. So how do you cultivate this very important and a valuable leadership quality? So I also want to tell you that you must analyze this today's talk in two aspects. One is the leadership initiative of your own. That is, as a leader, you have to take initiative. So how will you be able to develop this quality of taking initiative yourself? And the second is the leadership responsibility of developing the confidence into your subordinates to take initiative. So the effect of initiative or a proactive approach by your team members multiplies your success many times. So you please go through this talk keeping these two aspects in mind, and most of the thing will be applicable to you personally to be able to take initiative, and also I'll be talking about how you can develop this capability in your subordinates. Now, the very first thing which you must do to develop initiative is to be having a foresight. Foresight means you have to be able to anticipate what is the problem going to come, how the situation is going to evolve. So you can take help of your past experiences and other projects which you have undertaken already, and you can identify the areas where they can create any problems or then any roadblocks or any opportunities, and how to tackle them. So this is your thinking. So you have to have a critical thinking which should be able to tell you, okay, after we do this, or we cross this landmark, thereafter we'll have to think about either we do this or we do this. So if we do this, what are the plus minuses? If we do this, what are the plus minuses? So when that stage is reached, you are there ready with a solution to immediately take advantage of the emerging situation. The second is this coming out of this is the identification of opportunities. So you have to be updated in your information of your competitors, of your environment, of the rules, regulations, and you have to be able to create value and think out of the box for creating value for your organizations. Sometimes, when we say out of the box, there are some problems wherein you will have, time-tested solutions or the way of working, and all of a sudden you will be, posed with a situation, and if you have a brainwave, you can think of a different way where nobody ever thought of doing this. Possibly you will be able to find a solution and add values. It is something like Akbar Birbal story where they said कि ये line है, इसको आपने बिना मिटाए इसको छोटा करना है. So people were thinking कि इसको छोटा कैसे करेंगे, and then somebody Birbal came and drew a bigger line underneath and then say कि जी ये line आपकी छोटी होगी और मैंने मिटाया भी नहीं, टच भी नहीं किया. So this is what your opportunities and critical out of the box thinking will make you do, and it can really bring outstanding results, and then at times it will surprise your competitors कि अच्छा ऐसा भी हो सकता है. And the third is decision making with confidence. See, what happens is when you are a leader, you are mostly all alone in the ivory tower. And then if the time is not there, and if there is not a clear roadmap or a guaranteed success, so you will have to take your chance. And the chance has to be taken with due analysis, with due experience, with due kind of a process which should be able to yield onto a calculated risk. But once you have decided your outcome, once you have decided your output and your way forward, thereafter you should not waver. A leader who takes decisions and implements them with confidence is likely to have them right, even if there is some percentage of doubt or some setback or something. But the point is, if you have taken a bold decision and you execute it with confidence, you are more than likely to succeed. And now is the next point which I was talking about initially, is how to make sure that your team also is able to take initiative. Now that is called empowerment. And when you are doing a thing as a team and as a leader, you do not have to micromanage the processes. You have to allow your team members and the junior leaders, subordinate leaders to also grow the confidence to take decisions whenever required, and not every time fall back and look back over the shoulders. So you have to monitor, you have to keep track of things, but then that you can mostly leave it to the subordinate leaders, and then have a system or a process of regular meetings or feedback systems and reviews and things like that, and reporting, and whatever method you want to evolve. You may have to have a video call with your team members, you may have to have a WhatsApp group to get the feedback, or you may be having a physical meeting, or you may be visiting and having interaction on ground, or you may have a weekly get together, something like that. Whatever you want to do, you develop that system, but the point is that you give confidence to your subordinates to required level of confidence, to the required level of confidence, so that they can be confident. So they have to be trained, they have to be educated, they have to be exposed, they have to be told of your ultimate aim, your goal, the way you are going, and the boundaries, that कि ये इतना कर सकते हो, ये नहीं कर सकते. So they should know very well कि okay, I have this much of free space and I can act within this. And then in case they have the confidence, they have the knowledge of the organizational aim, and if required they can even go beyond. And if they go beyond and they fail, they should not be criticized, they should be corrected, and this kind of initiative should be encouraged. And एक चीज आप ध्यान रखिए कि अगर आप किसी भी आदमी को इनिशिएटिव लेकर के फेल होते हुए वहीं पर ही आप उसको किल कर देते हो, उसको इतना डांटते हो या उसके पीछे पड़ जाते हो, या यू क्रिटिसाइज हिम सो मच, वो जिंदगी में कभी दोबारा इनिशिएटिव नहीं लेगा. ही विल बिकम अ डेड वुड फॉर यू. वो गधे की तरह हो जाएगा, जो बोलोगे करेगा, जो नहीं बोलोगे नहीं करेगा, एंड यू विल लूज आउट अ वैल्यूएबल मेंबर. और अगर उसी को आप एनकरेज करें, कोई बात नहीं, उसको बताइए क्यों गलती हुई, कैसे हुई, अगली बार से नहीं होगी, गिव हिम अ शाबाश, वेल डन, यू टुक द इनिशिएटिव. And after 1 or 2 or 3 incidents, he will become a very good asset to you. So it is up to you. You can kill a young person's initiative, or you can encourage him to bloom and grow into a valuable team members. So it is said that good leaders are not those who give good results. I have said it before also. Good leaders are not those who give good results. Good leaders are those who produce great leaders. So you have to give your subordinates the freedom to exercise initiative. Then is communication. Now see, the decisive action does not take place in a vacuum. you have to be aware of the organization's overall aim, and then you have to keep your superiors and your subordinates informed, and they should be prepared कि ये होने वाला है और ये हो सकता है, and this is what then we have to do. And your rational potential solutions and any anticipated roadblocks, अगर आप पहले से बात करके रख लेते हैं, if you do brainstorming before, so whenever the situation evolves, it will be easier for people and easier for you to take a decision, and your team will always be ready and poised to act in a manner. अगर मान लीजिए आपको पता है कि भाई एक टेंडर निकलने वाला है, और वो टेंडर जो निकलेगा उसके सिर्फ 3 दिन मिलेंगे, और उसके अंदर में बहुत 400, 500, 600 पेज के डॉक्यूमेंट हमने तैयार करके देने पड़ेंगे, and then there is a Saturday, Sunday coming in between. So if you anticipate this and if you prepare your people and you warn them कि भाई you will be required at short notice, do not go on leave or do not go to bloody Shimla or Mussoorie, and we will require you, and then maybe some of the preparation can be done beforehand. So even at a very short notice, you can produce those documents and take benefit from that advantage or of the situation. So this is how you should be able to communicate, and then, as I mentioned earlier, also you have to learn from both the successes as well as from the failures. You know, failures are not always negative, unless they are life-threatening. You know, something permanently getting obliterated, or your house getting burned down, or your factory getting demolished, or you yourself lying on the deathbed on ventilator. So these kind of things are really ultimate. But any other problem which is of a smaller magnitude will give you some lesson, and you should be able to learn from that. And whenever you are facing a problem, you should understand and think कि ये problem मुझे क्या सिखा है, एंड इसमें क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी निकल सकती है, इसको मैं इस्तेमाल करके अपनी लाइफ का, अपने थॉट प्रोसेस का, अपने काम करने के तरीके को कैसे चेंज कर सकता हूं, जो कि मुझे दोबारा ये सिचुएशन आए तो मुझे तकलीफ ना। अगर इस तरह का एनालिसिस करके आप लोग उस प्रॉब्लम का, उस डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन का फायदा उठा लेते हैं, तो आपसे समझदार आदमी कोई है नहीं हो। अच्छी चीज का, अच्छे रिजल्ट का मजा तो सब लेते हैं, लेकिन अगर प्रॉब्लम सिचुएशन का मजा लेकर के आप उसमें से भी कुछ एडवांटेज निकाल लेते हो, तो देन यू विल बिकम अ बेटर पर्सन इन फ्यूचर. एंड दिस इज हाउ ग्रोथ टेक्स प्लेस. This is how development takes place. This is how individual people grow and become great leaders. So when your people are facing these things, when they are getting failures or when they are getting success, they need your support. But then you don't have to go overboard when you succeed, and then you do not have to go underground when you fail. When you fail, carry out analysis, why you failed, draw lessons, have consolations, and initiative should be praised, and lessons should be learnt. Now, when you take these methods, see, these are not only the methods. अगर आप इनको सोचो मैं डायरी में लिख लूंगा 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 और रोज पढ़ूंगा, और मैं रोज उनको, अच्छा अभी सिचुएशन आ गई, मैं डायरी निकाली, मैंने देखा 1, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to have foresight. So this is no way of, functioning. You cannot function like that. So the point is, what I'm trying to say is, think over these things, और ये चीजें अपने दिमाग में डालिए, और इतनी गहराई से डालिए कि आपको सोचने की भी जरूरत ना पड़े, और आपके अंदर से वो नेचुरल फ्लो जो है निकले, और जो भी सिचुएशन आती है, वो शतरंज के जो 64 खाने होते हैं उसमें से कहीं से कुछ भी आ जाए, आपके पास तुरंत उसका कोई सोल्यूशन होना चाहिए. और ये तभी होगा जब आप अपने आप को ईमानदारी से तैयार करोगे, पढ़ोगे, लिखोगे, सोचोगे, समझोगे, एनालाइज करोगे, डायरी लिखोगे, और अपनी गलतियों को सुधारोगे, अपनी गलतियों से समझोगे, एंड यू विल स्पेंड सम टाइम ऑन योर सेल्फ. Self-analysis, self-criticism is very important, so that you will have some permanent changes or transformational changes in your response system, in your behavior, in your thinking, so that you don't have to remember that A plus B is equal to AB. You don't have to think like a formula of the algebra. It should come automatically. So when it comes automatically, that is how a true leader behaves. Not a leader who refers to a précis or a diary to plan his reaction. Okay, so now I am going to give you an example wherein when I was a commanding officer, I went to field area from a peace station and on the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. So this thing is about late 90s, early 2000s, and that time with the Pakistan border or the line of control, the fence was being laid. So ये जो fence lay हो रही थी, this fence, because of the firing going on, it could not be laid on the line of control itself, and it was laid a little bit behind. At places 1 kilometer behind, 1.5 kilometer behind a hill and all those things. So now the line of control, if you realize or if you understand, is a claim line of control. तो जो जिसके पास जमीन है वो उसकी है. सो उस समय हमेशा खतरा बना रहता है कि अगर आपने कोई चीज खाली छोड़ दी तो दी पाकिस्तान पीपल विल कम एंड ऑक्यूपाई इट एंड यू विल हैव नो कंट्रोल. यू हैव टू लॉन्च एन अटैक. दे विल से कि हमने कब्जा कर लिया, हमारा कंट्रोल है. So the point which I am trying to say is that when the fence was behind and ahead of the fence I had 25 posts, companies, platoons, sections. So those could not be diluted, they could not be vacated, they could not be thinned out. So now behind that I had to occupy 6.5 kilometers of fence. Now that fence was also going up and down on the hillsides and through jungles and crossing nalas and absolutely no electricity, no tracks, and there were villages ahead of the fence. So between the line of control and the fence there were villages, people were there, they were grazing cattle, movement of manpower was there up and down. So very difficult to check कि भाई infiltration हो रही है या कोई अपने गांव का आदमी है. And this was very, very important because that time the aim was that we should have zero infiltration. So I, being the CEO who was to take over this fence from the engineers, I had to plan occupation of this fence, and I planned that it has to be occupied with every little turn and twist because of the terrain as such. It could not be dominated by sitting at one place and looking, maybe 1 kilometer or even 500 meters. So over the period of, over a span of this 6.5 kilometers, I had to put down 42 posts. Now 42 posts are independent, maybe 5 people, 7 people, 10 people. But the point is that they have to be led by somebody. So all the 25 posts I could not leave empty. And then there were posts behind, there was a rear headquarters, there was the stores and all those, battalion headquarters and other responsibilities. So I had to find people to head this thing or command these small little detachments. I didn't have that many JCOs, officer का तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता. And then there were not even so many havaldars. So I had to put in Nayaks. So now the Nayak rank is though very, very capable, but the point is they are way down the command chain, so they are mostly obeying orders and policies and doing things and all, and they are very much, they are not attuned to being in the independent command. Some of them are, but most of them were not. So I had to really brief them and tell them, okay, these are the areas, you have to take a situation in your own hands whenever required. If there is somebody who is trying to come inside and then he is trying to, cross over, you have no choice but to shoot. Don't worry about it. And then I told them to clear whatever is in the line of sight. So there were a lot of trees which were cut. I said no problem, I will handle these forest people, because this is defense of the country. You can't say कि जी 2 पेड़ नहीं कटेंगे और 4 militant निकल जाएंगे. So we cut a lot of trees. We cleared the field of fire, field of view, and we had 1 or 2 incidents where the people came and they tried, and my people fired back immediately. And this was required also because all the radio communication had to be switched off because of lightning and rain and other such things many times in a month. And the telephone line which was going, that telephone line had to be checked, and this thing, and all the joints, and sometimes the bloody squirrels will cut it, some monkey will destroy it, or some such thing, and the communication will go. And at odd times you can't have a signal people leaving the exchange and going on the line 6, 7, 10 kilometers and trying to check where is the fault, where is the break. So they were out of communication many times, and then during those times they have to be on the alert and they have to be ready to take action. So this happened very, very successfully. 2 years and about 8 to 9 months I was the CEO there, and we ensured zero infiltration. And there were radio intercepts which were there from the militant organization. They were saying कि उस एरिया से मत जाना, वो बिहारी बैठे हुए हैं वहां पे, वो जाने नहीं देंगे. So they were avoiding our area, and these reports मैंने अपने आप से नहीं बोला, हमारे headquarters को they used to tell us, the corps commander and the GOC they used to convey कि भाई ये देखो this area, इसमें ये रिपोर्ट आ रही है कि यहाँ वन बिहार वाले बैठे हुए हैं, इधर से निकलना हो, don't attempt. So this is how you can build initiative in your team, and this is how a team can function, and this is how you can increase the efficiency, performance of your own team wherever you are, whichever position you are in. Now again I am telling you, do not just leave everything to other people. You have to have your checks, your counter checks, your counterbalances, your the finger should be in every pie. You have to have your information system, and you have to ensure that you are there to lead, and don't abdicate your responsibility कि मैंने order issue कर दिया, मैंने policy lay down कर दी है, अभी ये मेरे 4 general managers हैं और ये संभालेंगे और मैं जा रहा हूँ मॉरिशस. ऐसे नहीं काम चलता है. As my mother used to say कि if you die, if you do not die, you do not go to heaven. ये तो हो नहीं सकता कि आपका पड़ोसी मर जाए और आप स्वर्ग में चले जाओ. कहने का मतलब यह है कि भाई if you want to reap the benefits, you want to draw the accolades, and you want to get the success to your name कि जी ये इन्होंने किया है, तो भाई काम भी करना पड़ेगा. But it doesn't mean कि तुम सबका काम करना शुरू कर दो. So you have to have that clarity कि भाई as a leader, what I am supposed to do, what I am supposed to provide to my team, how the team is to be motivated, given all the wherewithal, everything which should be there should be functioning, and what they want to need, they want to do, they are allowed to do. Their morale is kept high, their everything is taken care of, and they are given all opportunities to perform. And then again, it also does not absolve you of the responsibility of the performance of your team. So you have to be very, 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 have your checks and balances, have your systems, and ensure that everybody is happily working in an atmosphere where they can all bloom in their individual ways. बिकॉज आप सारी उम्र तो CEO रहोगे नहीं, सारी उम्र तो आप ओनर रहोगे नहीं. कभी अगर आप ओनर हो तो आपका बेटा आकर के, उसको भी तो तरक्की चाहिए, उसको भी तो एक्सपोजर चाहिए, उसको भी तो ट्रेनिंग चाहिए. और अगर आपके जो DGM हैं वो अभी कल जनरल मैनेजर बनेंगे, परसों जो हैं वो VP बनेंगे, उसके बाद वो CEO बनेंगे, तो उनको भी ग्रो करने के लिए तो चाहिए. सो यू हैव टू एजुकेट, enable your juniors to become great leaders in their own turn, and yet be responsible to ensure that you do supervise properly and you guide them, guide the horse. जैसे वो रेस का घोड़ा होता है ना, तो उसको जॉकी चलाता है, ठीक तरह से कराता है, कभी तेज स्पीड करेगा, स्लो करेगा, मोड़ेगा, लेफ्ट राइट अप डाउन, कभी आगे झुकता है, कभी पीछे जाता है. सो ही हैज टू इंश्योर दैट द हॉर्स इज परफॉर्मिंग टू द ऑप्टिमम. So this is your responsibility, and then if you do it well, you will be very happy and a proud leader. And when you retire and when you are very old and all, your youngsters will be still coming to you, कि sir, thank you very much, आपने मेरे को ये सिखाया. It makes you very proud of yourself and your handling. And let me tell you, I am talking from personal experience. Okay, take care. Thank you very much and Jai Hind.